What is setting? Well, I want you to think of every book you've ever read, every fictional book at least. They all have one thing in common. They all give us a place or a setting.
Whether it's the tall, magical castle on a dark, stormy night, or someone's backyard on a Tuesday, every story has a place with meaning. Great authors often start stories by anchoring the reader
There we go. Welcome back. Sorry about that, things happen. As I was saying though, great authors often start stories by anchoring the reader in a meaningful setting.
Painting a place so real and purposeful that it quietly hints at the tone and conflict of the book, while also letting us in on the world that we are about to be indulged in.
We see this in legendary books like The Great Gatsby, Harry Potter, and even To Kill a Mockingbird. It's all over. These settings change how we can see everything. You might look at things differently. Things such as love, the way you see people, or even the way you might look at a popsicle stick. We see examples like this everywhere, even in texts like Cannery Row. In the movie, we meet a majority of people, but the main one we meet, or the most important at least, is Lee Chong, Mac and the boys, Doc, Dora, and Hazel. One day, everyone decides to throw a party for the town hero, Doc, but things didn't go according to plan. The setup starts with Mac and the boys breaking into Doc's lab to begin preparation for Doc's party. Then the party starts, and everything is going smoothly. People start arriving, there's food and alcohol, everyone is in a good mood. Then things start to slip. Unknown people start showing up, excessive drinking begins, and the people in the party become less controlled. Then it just turns into utter chaos. People start fighting, the crowd gains access to Doc's lab and start destroying his materials. Things just end terribly. All of this just shows how important the setting of Cannery Row is to the story. The town, Doc's lab, the Palace Flophouse, and even the streets themselves shape what the characters do, who they meet, and how the events occur. Without this setting, the characters wouldn't have the same partners, connections, or moments of growth that make the story what it is. Cannery Row shows that setting isn't just a background, it shapes the whole story. This connects to real life because the places we live, work, and spend time in also shape our choices, our relationships, and who we become. Another great example of this is The Secret, written by Rhonda Byrne. Even though the story isn't in touch with the physical setting, the book makes you the setting. In most books, places and settings are physical, like cities, houses, schools, or even events. But in The Secret, your mind is the setting. Rhonda constantly expresses in the book that our thoughts create our realities. She uses powerful messages like quote-unquote, thoughts are magnetic, and thoughts have a frequency. As you think thoughts, they are sent out into the universe, and they magnetically attract all like things that are on the same frequency. Or, when she writes, quote-unquote, your life right now is a reflection of your past thoughts. She tells us to believe that we think is what we do. Think about it like the statement saying, you practice how you play. You do as you think. By presenting our minds as places, she knows us that whether physical or mental, the environment we exist in shapes who we are and how each 8 billion of us experience life. It also shows us, like I said earlier, that setting doesn't have to be physical. Your thoughts and mindset create an internal environment that shapes your life. Just like a story setting influences a character's actions and growth as we progress in the book. Your mental, quote-unquote, setting affects your choices and your life. Now that we have talked about how a book can be integral to our lives, let's discuss how places that you step into affect you. For me, the wrestling room has affected me more than any other place has as I've gone through life. More specifically, the mats inside it. Those mats leave a stain that you can't wash away. Every time you step onto them, you're choosing pain, mental battles, and hard work. When you walk into most wrestling rooms, you see trophies, banners, and name of athletes who made it to the next level. Those aren't just decorations, they're reminders of what's possible daily. They push me to grow not just as an athlete, but as a person. For me, the wrestling room holds my past, present, and future. Just being there reminds me of everything I've been through and everything I'm working towards. It represents sacrifice, giving everything to a sport that doesn't always give something back. But in the end, it gives something greater. It builds my character. It shapes who you are, even when you're not in the room. There's a saying in wrestling, it's not just a sport, it's a way of life. And for me, that starts here. In the end, literature and place are connected because both shape experience and growth. In stories, the setting isn't just where things happen. It affects the characters, their choices, and what they go through. Whether it's the chaos in Canada Row or the mindset talked about in The Secret, the setting plays a big role in how everything turns out. This connects to real life too. The places we're in, whether it's something physical like a wrestling room or something mental like our thoughts, shape who we are. Just like characters are influenced by where they are, we are too. That's why setting is so important. It gives meaning to what happens and pushes growth. Without it, the stories wouldn't feel real, and life wouldn't have the same impact. The wrestling room itself proves to me and whoever is listening out there that a place can stick with you and shape you into who you become.